That's what I'm most likely doing.
Huh?
I'm going to jail.
I can't tell you right now. He's going to ask our supervisor and see if we can do it a different way.
Welcome back to Advocacy Alchemy with Professor Ross. Today we have a good one, guys. We're headed back to Orlando, Florida for a case that turned a quiet customer service counter into the scene of a digital heist. On October 30th, 2023, a longtime Publix employee was arrested after exploiting a loophole in the store's refund system. The twist? He didn't take anything off the shelves. He refunded fake grocery transactions straight into his own Apple Pay account, one $25 refund at a time, until he passed the felony threshold. Let's break down how this subtle scheme unraveled, what Florida law says, and how technology can both enable and expose theft. Let's jump in.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's up?
Got this associate who has been committing refund fraud.
Okay, so tell me what happened.
He works in customer service, brings up refund with no customer there, takes his phone, reaches around, puts the refund on his contactless phone.
What's he refunding? How's that work?
He keys in $25 grocery, $25.
You don't have to have a receipt to scan or anything? And so he...
Then just turns, because once you turn a refund, now your register's over 25 because we're supposed to be giving it to a customer, right? So then when he takes it, it makes it even.
So when he rings it up, has $25 refund.
Here, I'll show it to you. This is what it looks like.
I should have brought my glasses up here. Okay. So grocery food refund, right? Mm-hmm. Order total $25. Mm-hmm. Grand total, and then what's this? Just the fact that it's been given back?
Yeah. On this one, he took cash. Sometimes you'll see there, there'll be.
So you don't have to provide a receipt to get a $25 refund?
Oh no.
Like, hey, here's a receipt for whatever.
We get a refund for anything, anytime.
That's not smart, huh?
No, it isn't.
Okay.
But that's on loss prevention. They're retail.
Yeah.
It's a holdover from a long time ago, but our Publix culture is such that we want to continue to give our customers a refund.
I work at Publix at Shop. 10-4. We're going to be upstairs in the upstairs management office.
Bottom line is I have 42 refunds for 1,030. Got the video of every one.
So when the drawer is checked, I'm assuming there will not reflect.
No, it balances. So if you do a refund and you don't give the refund to the person, it'll be over that amount because
it'll be over. But if you take it,
then it becomes even.
Okay.
So the register's been even all those times.
So how did you become aware of this?
We have an exception-based reporting system that flags people that are doing excessive refunds that look suspicious. We have certain things we look for.
So what flagged you?
Grocery, food, $25, and a multitude of them.
So he's only done that, like transactions for 25.
Every one of these was for $25.
Huh. They didn't mix it up at all.
Right. It made it real easy.
So when did it start?
Beginning of March.
Mm-hmm. And then when
Let's put it this way. That's all I have video because my video.
Yeah. When did you become? So you became aware of beginning of March, and
no, I became aware of it last week when we identified it in our exception-based reporting.
That he was doing a lot of these transactions.
1048 popped up, and it takes a while to dig in and find it, and then you start looking at video, and then all of a sudden,
So you have video.
So that was on 4/24, and today I'm interviewing. So it's been 6 days since I found out.
And what has he said?
He admitted to it.
And it's over. How much is the total of this?
1,030.
Okay. And you want him to go to jail?
Yes.
Okay. And you want to write a statement and all that stuff?
I have to. We have nothing to do, sir.
All right. So, what he's doing? and I can take primary. You can take him to jail for me. It doesn't really matter to me.
Oh, just where you can send us
But
on
you
the
have
calls
to wait
on
for
you
me to
about.
write it. He started at the beginning of March.
Can you copy
I guess you do a what do you call it again? A refund transaction.
Yeah, refund.
So no customers there, right? He keys in $25 refund, and either takes the cash himself or puts his phone over the scanner and scans the $25 in back onto his whatever checking account or service.
Apple Pay. I think.
And I guess it will go undetected until something flags it in their system, which he eventually found.
Okay.
And then started to look into, and I guess beginning of March until now, he's been.
And since March, it's $1,000 $1,030. You said
42 refunds
since March.
since March.
$42,000. Okay.
42 refunds for $1,000. 1,030.
1,030. Right.
So he's admitted to it. I haven't spoken to him, but that's kind of where we're at. And they want him to go to jail. Obviously, you heard that.
Anyone else in here or no?
No. Yeah, put these back in there for you so we don't.
They're calling the victims in the county.
What's up, man? How you doing? So I guess I was talking to loss prevention guy, basically over here, trying to figure out what's going on. But before we talk to you, we have to read your rights.
Colonial address. He actually went to our house.
Right, so you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand? All right. Anything you say may be used against you. Do you understand? All right. You have the right to an attorney before and during question. If you cannot afford one, one can provide it to you. Do you understand? Okay, have I promised you anything to talk to me? Have I promised you anything to talk to me in reference to this? All right. Do you understand your rights? Okay. So basically, he's saying that there's 40-something transactions, I guess, that you're creating and then refunding to yourself. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you know the exact amount?
$1,030.
That's what he said. Is that you agree with that amount?
Yeah, I don't know the total amount.
Okay. All right. What, were you just like, I guess, ringing stuff up, and then were you taking cash, or were you like putting in your account? How's that working?
I've done both. Put it back on my card, cash.
Like debit card or
Yeah, Apple Pay.
Apple Pay? Okay. How do you do that? Like, how do you put it back in your? When you do a refund, how do you put it back in your Apple Pay?
Just to double click my phone and hold it to the pen pad.
So you just like, is it like a QR code you scan or something? Yeah.
When just like that and hold it to the pen pad.
Oh, and it just it refunds it like cash. So it goes to your Apple Pay account
No, it doesn't.
or your Apple Wallet or whatever.
It just goes to my
Check
debit
in.
card.
Okay. All right. So it's like getting cash. All right. So they want to press charges. I'm just gonna call my supervisor real quick and see. You know, the difference between, I guess, going to jail and me sending it to the state and letting them figure it out. Okay. So just hang tight real quick.
You got your ID?
No.
You have a Florida driver's license, I'm assuming, right? All right. What's your first name?
Carlos.
You have a Florida DL, right?
Bravo 28.
Zone 2.
Florida driver's license.
Teletype
Yeah,
north.
okay. You gone to jail before? No? How long have you been doing this?
What, working here?
Well, how long have you been working at Publix?
5 years.
When did you start doing this?
Couple months ago.
Not a good move, huh? Yeah. Are you full time here?
Black now.
Yes, sir.
What is there? Are they gonna fire you?
Contract 23 at a time.
I'm sorry, man.
So, whatever. There's nothing to be sorry about.
I hate seeing somebody that's obviously not, previously been doing, the thing. How old are you?
26.
Yeah. I hate to see that.
Contract 22 at a time.
I hate to see that, man. Not my. We're used to dealing with people who do the wrong thing a lot. So, doesn't sound like this is the case.
That's where I'm most likely going.
Huh?
I'm going to jail.
I can't tell you right now. He's going to ask our supervisor and see if we can do it a different way. It's a felony amount.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so once it's over 750, it might tie our hands a little bit as far as how if it was misdemeanor, definitely probably based on speaking with you, definitely probably wouldn't be going to jail for sure. But we'll see.
Assault with weapons and attempted kill. No record found for jail in Florida.
It's easy to 17, but I don't have a cage car, so.
Neither do I. Oh, wait, I mean, I can't leave here.
Right, you're off duty, okay, so I'll ask for a 40. Do you have statements and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you driving?
It's a supervisor car, but it's a spare. So, yeah, doesn't have anything. Charlie 27, can I get a signal 40?
I'll go downstairs. So I'm trying to run them. You got your phone number? I'll send you this info.
Yeah.
I'll be back up in a minute. I gotta get some paperwork for you to write a statement for me. Okay? Yeah, I know it's kind of policy is policy. It seems like he's pretty remorseful and doesn't have a history of this and never been arrested. So it sucks to see somebody that's been here for a while and do this. I'll be back up.
You're being placed under arrest. You just leave your phone right there. Okay. Do you want to use your house?
Yeah. Put your hands like you're praying like this together, like that. There you go.
I'm sorry?
We couldn't do it outside.
Well, I mean, we'll have to walk you. We can't do it outside with you
There's an
now.
emergency door downstairs.
But we're going to walk you out,
We
like
won't
the
go
side.
through
So
there.
we're not going to go through the lobby, okay?
No. No, you good. Just do what you need to do.
In Florida, theft is governed by Florida Statute section 812.014. And you have to remember the theft of over $750 but less than $20,000 is still considered grand theft. But this is considered grand theft in the third degree. It's a felony and is punishable up to 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $5,000. Even though the amounts taken were small individually, Florida law allows aggregation when the acts are part of a single scheme. 42 $25 transactions added up to $1,030, and that's enough to elevate this from a misdemeanor to a felony. Now, if you're new here, this is something we do every episode, and it's for a good reason. Understanding the evidentiary standards helps us all see how the legal system moves from a gut feeling to the arrest, all the way to the convictions. Let's walk through the 6 levels of evidence and how it applies in this case. First up, we have mere suspicion. This is nothing more than a hunch, that small whisper in the back of your mind. In this case, it might have been a manager saying something's not adding up with the drawer totals. No action can be taken yet, but it's that same small feeling that starts everything. Next, you have reasonable suspicion. Now we're talking about facts that make a trained person say something's wrong here. This is when you have enough articulable facts to believe that criminal activity is happening. The internal system flagged repeated refunds of the same amount, same method, and no customers. That was enough to open an investigation. Third, probable cause. This is the legal threshold for arrest, and it requires sufficient facts and circumstances that would lead a reasonable person to believe a crime has been committed and the suspect is involved. This is also the same requirement used in obtaining a search warrant. Surveillance footage confirmed the employee keyed in fake refunds and scanned his phone to collect the money. Now, it's no longer suspicion, it's evidence in a likely crime. Number 4, preponderance of the evidence. This is the standard used in most civil legal lawsuits. The definition of this one is the greater weight of the evidence. It simply means more than 50%. We say it takes about 51% of the evidence to reach this level. Here, with the video, the transaction logs, and the confession, it's clearly more likely than not that this employee committed that. Publix didn't need a criminal court to let him go. His actions meet the threshold for an employee termination. Next, we have clear and convincing evidence, and this level is defined as the evidence that produces a firm belief or conviction in the truth of the allegations. This is used in the higher stakes civil matters like fraud, restraining orders, or termination hearings. the type of cases that have consequences and require more evidence to prove your case. Here, the end result was the man was banned from Publix for life, and Publix decided to pursue charges against him for theft. Number 6, beyond a reasonable doubt. This is the highest standard in our legal system. It requires moral certainty that no reasonable alternative exists except that the defendant committed the crime. Between the employee's confession, the video proof, and a clean digital trail, this case would have been a difficult one to lose in court. The evidence didn't just point in his direction, it told a full story with him being the main character. Alright, now let's change our focus a bit. Let's put you in the jury box, and I'll go with you. We'll both go to the jury box. In every case we cover, we want you to take some time to think like a juror. Not just reacting emotionally, but weighing the law, the evidence, and the circumstances. So today, ask yourself, if this went to trial, what would you decide? And let's start here. The defendant admits on camera that he processed fake refunds and took the money. You've seen the video, you've heard the confession. My first question is that enough to convict him of the felony of theft? Remember, in Florida, once the total exceeds $750, we're in felony territory. And a felony simply means that a person can be in prison for more than 1 year. Here, he stole more than $1,030 over time. Now, if we were to go deeper, let's take a look at the method used. Apple Pay. It's him running a scam it's kind of high level. It's all digital. He's just using his phone. Does that influence your decision on how this scam was run? Is using a digital wallet to commit the crime more calculated, or is it just modern? What about his character? He worked there for 5 years with no criminal record. He showed remorse, he didn't run, he cooperated. As a juror, would this make it more likely for you to consider a lighter sentence? Or does the betrayal of trust outweigh that? Would it matter to you if he never took any physical goods? No merchandise left the store. This is all just digital transactions. It's really a sort of invisible theft. Does this make it feel less serious or just harder to detect? And one final question. If this was your business and he worked for you, would you want jail time, probation, or just restitution and a second chance? Remember to drop your verdict below in the comments, guilty or not guilty. And what would you have done if you had the final say in this case? So what's our lesson here? This doesn't involve someone running out the front door with a stolen cart. It happened quietly at the register, one tap at a time, and it all took place at one location in Orlando, Florida. The method was new. The intent was old as time. Now I'll be honest with you, I just started using Tap to Pay myself at the end of 2024. It's fast, it's easy, and it's convenient, but I've always had this little feeling. Someone's going to figure out how to steal with this. And this case. It proves that even cutting-edge tech can't stop an old-fashioned scheme dressed up in a new digital disguise. So whether you're in law enforcement, retail, or just a shopper at Publix, remember this: technology leaves a trail, and trust, once broken, can cost more than just dollars. Now, it's your turn. What would you have done in a case like this if it landed in your lap? I will say that this gentleman was given 6 months of probation. Is that fair? Too soft? Or is it too harsh? Drop your verdict in the comments below. If you learned something new today, hit the like button, share with a friend, and make sure you subscribe. Remember, this is Advocacy Alchemy, and I am Professor Ross. I'll see you tomorrow. Be safe out there. Everyone have a good day.